Shorebreak Sounds.
Welcome to Over the Falls podcast, episode number 50. In this week's episode, we sit down with the original three for a catch-up, chat about saunas, tattoos, conspiracy theories, work life, and of course, hitting the big 5-0. This week's episode is sponsored by Kitchen Wide. Kitchens and joinery, made by the trade, for the trade. Proudly supporting and listening to Over the Falls podcast. Visit them at www.kitchenwide.co.uk. So episode 50, here we go. I'm going to start off with a bit of a tangent.
Straight onto a tangent.
Straight onto it.
Love it.
Had a sauna last week on the prom.
How was it?
It's absolutely amazing, you know. Location.
Is it gimmicky?
No.
Good,
No.
because that's my fear.
Not at all. It's a lovely sauna. Really well made. Obviously gets really, really hot. Perfect location. In for about 20, 25 minutes.
Wow.
Out, down the jetty, straight in the water. Cold, but straight back out into the sauna. Amazing.
Wow.
Loved it. Mate, you got to get in there.
Okay.
Got to get in there.
I'll dabble.
Dabble.
It was me and Dave went with me and Dave went with 6 other friends. Someone else booked it on our behalf, and I thought, yeah, we'll go to this thing. And I tell you what, I have no interest in cold plunge therapy without the involvement of additional heat, right? And the heat from the sauna makes that cold plunge bearable for me, because without it, I've got no interest driving down the beach. Cold plunge, dry robe, and then home. No, thank you at all.
No.
But with that sauna element, it was amazing. And as Dave said, it's hellish good, like craftsmanship on the sauna. Really, really good. Can't say enough good things about it, really.
Do you know I didn't think about before going there? Obviously, like all the amazing health benefits from a sauna, but the social side of it.
Yeah.
Do you know, we had a right laugh in there for 50 minutes. A really good laugh, really good experience.
One guy, the guy who booked it actually, Chris, shout out to Chris, he isn't really a drinker at all, so he doesn't really go to like pubs and stuff like that. And he even said doing it, he says, this is hell of a good like social element that maybe some people would miss if you don't go to the pub. And he even said that, and like
100%.
it is a great thing, isn't it?
Channel into the mental health side of it then.
Without a doubt.
Big time.
Without a doubt. Because, I mean, you can book it for 50 minutes for, I think it was 80 quid. So split that between 10. Maths is terrible. I know it's under a tenner. It's good.
Well, it's 8
isn't
quid.
it?
8 quid.
It's basically a pint somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
For an hour.
Yeah. No, it's
Almost-
so
Pretty much, yeah.
so good.
And you then have it for that
It's
entire
yours.
time. No one else is in
No one
there.
else is coming in and
You
out.
come in and get out as you please.
Yeah. So you got
Then
50
you-
minutes,
then you
basically.
time's up.
5-0. It's good.
Yeah, certainly do it again. Like, and also, yeah, it's like cheaper to do it that way, because I think you can do like a communal one. So say that's like, I think it's £15, right? Check it up, obviously. But I would also enjoy that. You'd be with randomers and things
Lucky
like that.
dip.
It doesn't matter. It is a lucky dip. However, you get 8 to 10 of your mates, and then
How many does it fit?
10, I think it is.
10 max. You know what?
Well, we had 8 fairly big guys in there, and it was
It was all right.
it's fine.
8 to
Never get more in
8
there.
to 10. Maybe don't quote me on it. 8
Yeah.
to 10, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, sold.
Okay, I'm also
Really,
talking
really
about
good.
health benefits as well, boys. I'm
Yeah.
16 days in to 100 press-ups a day in January.
Ooh. How's
So,
it going?
And how are you
Maths, feeling good, you know.
Yeah.
The first one,
feeling? Tight.
yeah, tight, really tight.
Like a tiger.
But the first couple of days is hard, isn't it? Because I haven't done any weights or anything for ages.
No.
I'm more of a cardio man.
How are you splitting it up?
Here we go. So initially it was like 10s,
Yes.
and now I'm up to 25s, 30s. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah,
pretty
you
good.
gotta be
I'm
happy with that.
halfway through the month. So, but yeah, by the last 10, I'm sort of shaking a little bit, but it's fine. You know, hold that last 100.
I did it for November, I think, last
Mate, you did
year.
more, didn't you? You did a
did.
lot.
Was it 100 a day? Yeah, it was 100 a day for a month. Yeah.
It's
And
good.
That's what I did as well. But I'd been doing press-ups a lot anyway. So I was doing them, I think, in 20 sets of 25.
Nice.
But do you remember years ago when I lived in Spring Gardens?
Yeah.
I think it was during lockdown. I tried to do something stupid like 250 a day or something.
I remember. No, that's what I think I remember you doing.
Yeah.
It was loads.
That was so difficult.
Did you actually do the 250?
I did 250 for 2 days, and then honestly,
Keep
the
doing
third
more.
day I was like an octopus. I was like, no, I might bring it down a bit. I think I brought it down to 100. Then I just forgot about it after about 3 or 4 days after.
Oh,
Didn't maintain it.
Awful. I remember going.
no drive.
going for squats with it was with Rich Martin actually, and I'd never done squats in my whole life. And then he was like, right, we'll do some good squats. I don't know whether he did it on purpose or whatever, but I couldn't walk the next day. I could barely sit down on the toilet, and I was doing an electrical job in a bathroom on the first floor, and honestly, I look like a gremlin going up the stairs. I look like Reagan
dog
going up the stairs like that spider scene. I just honestly had nothing in me. I couldn't do it, and I was like, I cannot be doing DOMS. I think it's called or something, but I cannot be doing that.
DOMS is I can't remember the abbreviation, but I had DOMS from a session with Rich as well. My arms.
Yeah.
So we lifted bicep weights, and honestly, the next day, I had, like, swollen. All of this was like triple the size, and my hands were like, I was like, what's happened to me?
Could you straighten your arm? I think I've had it when I can't straighten my arm.
That's hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Inside
like
your elbow there, your tendons.
I had to Google it, and
tight.
it stands for something, but it's quite a normal thing for lifting heavy weights with no warm up.
I reckon
Professionals.
in my lifetime, I reckon I've done like 40 squats.
Oh my god!
Oh no, saying that, not the, just like the body, when you're just on your own without any weights. I've probably done way more of those.
Air
But
squats.
with weight, squats.
With weights, warm up, aren't they?
I don't think I've ever had that bar on my back. Ever.
Very limited for me. Like
Let's make
maybe 10
2025
sessions.
the year that happens for you.
Okay.
I remember it being a bit uncomfortable on my back. You kind of got to like feel the grooves in your back and stuff.
You can get a pad. You can get a little pad.
Nah, I don't want a pad, mate.
Raw dog it.
Yeah, uni gym. I think it's £5 a go, £5 a session. You can just stay in there as long as you want.
Okay.
Speaking of gyms, I haven't been. Heard a lot of good stuff about that Snap
Yeah.
Fitness, you know.
Oh, we can go there.
Yeah, it does look good. It does.
It
Look really
does.
Good.
I haven't been myself, but I've had lots of sort of friends and colleagues say how good it is, really.
24 hours.
Yeah.
That's mad.
It is, isn't it?
If you work nights, or you've got like maybe a little bit more of an unusual pattern, like say you want to be in there, like there's some work colleagues who go there very early, like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Perfect for people like that. So then like the university wouldn't necessarily cater for people who want to go 4 in the morning or 12 at night.
4's too early for the uni. I think it's 6 or
Yeah.
half 6.
The uni's great. I'm not knocking it. It's
No, it's
just
good,
the
Jim.
24-hour thing, though, for some people's shift patterns is amazing.
Yeah, imagine
Yeah.
not, if you can't sleep and you just need... You had a Hollywood pizza or something before bed and you can't sleep.
Mate,
Raging.
the salt in
That's
that
the salt.
pizza, I love that pizza, but it's wake up with such a dry mouth.
Tongue stuck to the top of your mouth, isn't it?
Jim Carrey style.
2 litres of water before bed then.
Oh, God, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But I've heard that some people are going from Snap back to the uni. I don't know why.
Really? Tell me.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the free weights thing. I don't know. Not a clue.
I've heard that they've got an infrared sauna and they're making people wear T-shirts, and I'm just going to put it out there, that's not for me.
An infrared sauna?
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah.
So a room with a light in it?
You know what?
It's different.
Warms you up a bit.
It's not
I'm
the one
not
with the
gonna have
stones. It's not. It is electric, but it's infrared. But it's not the one with the stones on it, which you can put water on. So they're not as hot. They don't give you
know
that.
if that's a sauna.
Pretty sure it's a microwave. No, I'm joking. It's not. It's not a microwave.
Toaster.
It's just a warm room, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the technology behind it, but I did speak to someone who knows a bit more than me, actually, in that sauna on the prom. And he said, yeah, I don't think they're that good.
No.
No. You want the proper old school Swedish style, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Every new person who comes in adds more.
I tell you what, I had to cover, right, this sauna on the prom, right?
Your lungs.
Dave was like, let's go hardcore here. He's chucking ladles on the stones. And honestly, right, I had to put my hands over my face because like I couldn't like take it. It was the humidity level.
Yeah.
It was absolutely
Hot.
Yeah. Good,
Like,
really good.
Oh, brilliant.
But I think we just maybe put quite a lot on those stones.
Got a bit excited. Talk to me about your tattoo, mate.
What, the new one?
Yeah.
And the new job. The reason why you got the tattoo.
This is a bit under wraps because Tomo hasn't seen this yet.
Ooh.
No, I'm not sure when he'll see this podcast.
Okay.
I think I'm working with him. No, I'm not working with him next week. I've got a training course with him coming up, so I'll whip it out then. But I started a new job with Network Rail. Absolutely loving it. Last year I had to do a big training course, 3 weeks, to get all the competencies to get on track legally. Okay, can't just be letting anyone on there.
No.
There's trains there, you know.
Riff raff.
Well, unsafe, unskilled people. We'll call
I'd
it.
be riff raff on there.
Yeah.
And this guy, Tom Jones, his name is
Tom
from
Jones.
Porth Mad Dog, right? That's his name. Tom Jones. Yeah. It's not unusual.
Lovely tone.
Yeah,
Your
lovely
voice.
tone.
I think he's 24. He's been in the army. He's a really nice guy. He is completely mad though. He's brilliant.
Okay.
He is brilliant. Yeah. not a bad bone in his body. He's just mad. And anyway, we're doing this PTS. It's called Personal Track Safety Course, and they put massive emphasis on safe distances and all that sort of stuff. And then we started talking about the sleepers and the different components of the rail. And Tom turns around to everybody and he goes, "You can always change a sleeper, but you can't change it. You can't replace your life." And it was like, oh, we all looked at him. Oh, Tomo,
Profound.
Big. So old med sat here. He goes, "I'm gonna get that tattooed on me, Tomo." He goes, "Will you?" I was like, "Shit."
Oh no.
Yeah, well, yeah, 100% next year.
I'm not backing down now.
So I've done it. I've done it up in Diablo with Jen, a really good tattooist.
In Mach?
Yeah, in Mach,
Yeah.
in Machynlleth. She's just become a fully fledged tattooist now. Apprentice over.
Cool.
Nice.
It's basically the Goonies skull and crossbones,
Yeah.
but with shovels and track. And it says the quote from Tomo, and I can't wait to show it to him. And it's right up underneath my armpit on the other side.
Mate, there's the difference between me and you, right? I would have been procrastinating and overthinking that tattoo for about 3 years,
I just did
and then
it.
not getting it done. You've just gone, "Yeah, I'll get it done," and you've got it done.
I've got loads of tattoos to do this year because this is going to be a year I'm going to get a lot of ink with Jen. And I just, that was the first one I thought to do.
Can I ask, when did this phrase exit this guy's mouth?
Oh, it was during a training course. I think.
How long ago?
It would have been end of October, November.
Okay.
And that quickly you got that tattoo. Fair play.
Smashed it in there.
Well, it's
That's so
2025 now, isn't it?
True.
So I said next
It
year.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then pretty early next year, fair play to you, Med. I have seen it and it is awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool tattoo. Kept your word. Fair play to you.
No.
I really like it.
No, it looks really good.
I
Looks really
like
good.
it. Really good work.
Yeah. Is that where you normally get your tattoos then up there?
No.
Is that the same place?
I usually go to Ethan in Rugby, but I haven't had a tattoo for a long, long time since this, before this one, just because of money and time.
Yeah.
They're expensive, and you've got to drive a long way and get time off, and
I got a question about
all that sort of
tattoos.
stuff.
This is not all of them. Definitely not all of them. But do you reckon some of them drag it out a little bit? Like the hourly rate?
Good question, actually. You know what? Weirdly, I've got a fair few tattoos. I've never thought about that too deeply, actually. But I think it's because Matt Hunt, who has done over 90% of my tattoos, who's in Birmingham, I really didn't get that impression. And he also had I think he had like a day rate, right? And he didn't seem to be hanging around. And he knew I was traveling up from Aberystwyth, so it's like a 3-hour journey. He knows I got to go 3 hours back. So to be fair to him, I know that's only one person. I felt like he was going for it to kind of help me out. But I don't know what your experience is.
I'm not going to mention any names because obviously there's break a couple of ties with certain tattooists.
Yes,
But,
yes.
I have been sat in a chair on the side waiting quite a while before getting in the chair to get tattooed before, and I've been going like, that's an hour and a half gone.
What, until you're getting charged?
Yeah, no, so I'm getting charged
Oh, you know what? Ooh. I haven't been tattooed by a lot of different people. Actually,
because I've
two
already paid
people.
deposit.
So you pay for the day, and you've lost an hour and a half of that day already. Oh, okay.
That's quite bad, actually.
And what I'm not sure. I don't want to insult a creative mind, but I don't understand what's happening. Like they're doing things, but it seems to be you could do that 3 times faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything's
like they're faffing.
Right, okay. Because I understand they got to get the stencil or whatever. If this is the first sitting, get it on you, check it's all good. I understand that takes time, but yeah, I don't know about the faffing though.
But if in my head, because other tattooists, you walk in and they know they've got you for the entire day. They are sit down, let's go.
Yeah,
here's the stencil, or here's the work we're doing, and you go.
That certainly wasn't a dig at tattooists because obviously I'm from the construction industry, and there's a lot.
You're
of people
talking about
people milking the hourly rate for sure.
Yes,
that's why I'm sort of that's where the question came from. It wasn't a dig at tattooists or anything. It was just because you certainly get it in the construction industry.
Or when people say day rate,
rate,
and then the longer it takes you, the better it is in a weird way. So, yeah, if you're on price. I'm not going to say going like the clappers, but you're going to shift if you're on price.
There's motivation there, isn't there?
Of course
there's a target. if you're just going to get whatever it is per day anyway, just put the brakes on a little bit. A couple of cups of tea.
It even happens
Like
on
we're
price.
hospital,
Nail it
isn't it?
really fast and go home.
Definitely happens on price though. I remember my
Yeah.
old electrical college tutor, Nigel Buford, actually, weird, I remember his name. But he said that he would go and do private jobs and he'd arranged a price. So let's just say the price is £200. I can't remember how much it was. And he said that he smashed the job out, let's say, I don't know, in half an hour. And he was like, oh my God, I feel really bad going to this person and I've completed this job and we agreed on £200. So he just sat upstairs. He just couldn't go down and be like, there you go. So he just sat upstairs
Just
on his
made
phone.
some hammer noises. Or
Yeah,
something.
and then
Yeah.
like gave it at least like an hour 20 or something, and then came down and he's like, oh, okay, we're all done now, because he felt so bad. Maybe he overshot the quotation. He thought, oh, you know what, I'm going on a good price, and then he just felt bad about going up to say this woman or bloke, whoever it was, and being like, right, all done now, because they'd be like, what?
That's pretty good. Pretty good cash you got there, kid.
Are the electric's all right? Is it going to work?
Well, I give a
Am I
full
safe?
24-hour guarantee. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it comes down to the individual, doesn't it? I mean, if you commit yourself to, like, as this chap probably did, he quoted that job for a reason.
Yeah, he did. I
He didn't just pull a figure out the bag, you know.
No, it might have been he changed 3 lights in the house and he just absolutely ran around, smashed them all, and he thought, oh my God, I've done that quite
Yeah.
quickly.
But
You know?
imagine if he had to strip things or...
Oh no, I'm sure he did. And this is another thing that tradesmen will argue. You're paying for like the expertise. So like he could do it, or I could do it, or whoever could do it in say half an hour.
Well, this guy.
If you looked at like YouTube and you tried your best, it might take you like 4 hours and you still might F it up. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember a couple of guys in Cardiff. They went up and sorted a little bit of a leak on my chimney, and I think they came down because they didn't use any scaffolding or anything.
They saved on that.
went up on a ladder.
Yeah.
They went up, and it was like pretty dangerous up there. They fixed it, came back down. They were up there for about, don't know, 20 minutes. Oh, it was like 450 quid.
Silicon
I was
everything.
like, well, you've saved on scaffolding. I was like, yeah, I know, but you've only been up there 20 minutes. Like, and the two pretty tough guys was like,
Yeah, you know.
I'll go get the cash.
There you go. Do you want a tip?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard when you agree kind of on a price,
Yeah.
particularly if you don't know everything involved, isn't it? It's an awkward area, actually. That's why, unfortunately, some like vulnerable people, they tend to be older. They hate stuff like that. Like, what do they call it? The ferret or whatever. And then people like run after that guy on the ferret, you know?
He was really unfit, that guy
They
as well.
never care. They just whack the old hood up and I go, what? No. Really embarrassing.
I'm not a cowboy.
It was terrible.
I haven't just ripped him off.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
What's the other one? It was
It's
Watchdog or
slightly-
something, isn't it?
Yeah, the Watchdog. That was like an ombudsman show, wasn't it?
I'm sure there was another
The
one. Of them was
Overlord.
the ferret, wasn't it? There was
Did an
another one.
outbound sales job for a while in Swansea. Well, I wasn't there that long.
What is
And
an
I-
outbound sales?
So basically, you're cold calling people. I'm not going to go into too much detail,
Yeah.
but about 6 months later, I saw the boss of that company on Watchdog. It was pretty bad.
well,
I was only there a week,
There
and
you
I
go.
figured out something's not right here, and I left. But yeah, it was pretty
Oh.
bad.
Was that the website one or not?
I've got no idea what you're talking about, mate.
You know the ones when you were selling the old websites?
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. Yeah, I was only there a week. Yeah, it's yeah. But I tell you what, though.
Call centres, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, luckily I've never worked in a call centre.
Oof.
I say luckily because I just don't think I'd like it. but-
especially outbound as well. You know, when you're cold
Cold calling.
calling people.
yeah.
Not nice. Not nice. Because no one wants a sales call.
Get a lot of abuse, don't you?
And you've got a
Apart from-
script there in front of
How do you
you.
even start it?
We've got a
Hello.
script.
Hello.
Yeah, you've got a
Can you go off script?
Depends how good you are, I guess.
If you're selling,
Yeah,
do what you want.
Because there was one guy. I remember there was one guy upstairs who was on his own up there, and he was doing really well because he was obviously doing some.
Got the silver tongue.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think a bit too forceful as well.
Yeah, really pushing people.
Yeah.
Scaring them.
I think he might have been. I don't know.
Oh,
I
come
got out
round
of there.
there.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, yeah, some
I've got
people,
about 30 blocked numbers on my mobile phone because
Yeah.
I get so many of them, especially around Christmas. There's tons, isn't there?
Do you know when you're online, say if you're like ordering something, or if you put your email address in and it asks for your phone number, that's where it comes from.
Yeah, of course.
It's really annoying.
data collection and
You
people
just send it
people,
out to so
yeah.
many people.
They sell your data, don't they?
Yep.
They sell your
I always
data.
put a completely different mobile number down.
That's a really good idea. I've never thought about doing that.
I just put no 800 number down. I do.
Because I try and leave it blank.
Just change a
and
couple of
sometimes
digits
you
or-
can't proceed then with the website, can you?
Yeah, just
They have to have a number.
make something up, and someone else gets the phone calls then.
Yeah, very true. You know what? Normally
Is that
I do
Well-
put my own one in, but now you mention it, that's quite a good idea actually.
Yeah,
Just to flip it up actually. Yeah.
Med, you've got an air fryer yet?
Yes.
Talk to me.
Yeah, got handed one from Rachel's parents. So my partner's called Rachel, and at Christmas, they've upgraded, so they've got a bigger one. They love it so much. So we've got their single, what do you call it, single basket.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Air fryer. Yeah,
Enjoy it.
I've used it quite a lot.
Yes.
But I tell you what I've used it
Ex-chef
for.
using air fryer, Dukes.
Tell you what I've used it for.
Blasphemy.
Eggs. I've used it for eggs.
Dave loves an egg in it.
Churning out eggs.
You know what's going to blow your mind though? This is crazy, right? You can boil an egg.
Do you know what you got to do then?
Mad, right?
Wash it up, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
You got to wash it up. And
You missed the point,
you
pal.
got the foamy water.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that. Air fry, dry. Have your porridge.
So I remember Dave telling me one day, he's like, it's hellish good. Put on like 180, 8
7
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
And I was thinking,
7.
you can probably boil it in 7. I got a gas stove, I'll just boil it.
How I boiled egg? No, not 7
You know
minutes.
what? I'm not hating on it. And I,
minimum
and I
9.
do feel like I'm going to get bullied into buying one. Because
I'm not trying to tell you to buy one. I'm just saying they're fucking great.
I think
seen
I've mentioned
some really
it.
fancy ones, right? I've seen some really fancy ones where the old school ones, right? They had the sideways drawers. What they've done now, double decker,
Wow.
like a little bit like a bunk bed. So you can fit it in smaller. They're thinking of everything.
Nuggets at the top, chips at the bottom. Oh, straight out.
Dinosaurs in the top.
They're going
Say
to
it,
be
Tom.
like an oven, I reckon, oven size. You can have your oven, and you can have
Yeah,
another
but-
oven on
Mate,
top,
that's
and
an
just
oven.
use that.
They need to make one big enough for a pizza.
Oh.
And then I'll never use my oven again.
Oh,
I've seen
Never.
someone cutting a frozen pizza with scissors and putting it in the tray.
I'm up for that.
They're literally just cutting the slices like pre-made, and then in the trays, and then it comes out and it's already cut. I
Right,
guess
wow.
I'm doing that tomorrow.
I guess it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah,
I was going to say
definitely.
though. So, have you got gas hobs?
Yeah, which was great in that power cut.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you got
Oh,
gas
yeah.
hobs?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
So I haven't got gas hobs, right? So
Takes
I
a bit
can't-
longer with electric, to be fair.
So I'll
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you what a real thing for me is. I've cooked pork chops in the air fryer, and they were better than what I can do with an induction.
So good. So
the,
good.
the outside,
Gets
so,
all crispy.
but the tip is let the meat keep the meat out of the fridge until it gets to around air temperature,
Ah, okay.
so not chilled. And then you get this seal, and then it cooks in the middle as well. Juicy, gorgeous. Because I haven't got gas. See, gas would do it like flame on a bit of meat.
You know
Get
what?
that seal.
I really do love having mains gas. I understand in the future they're probably gonna like try and get rid of that, isn't it? Natural gas, but I do love having gas. And then recently,
Fire.
a colleague of mine, Martin, he fixed my gas fire. So I've got a lovely gas fire. And I thought, like, in a power cut, that's good, isn't it? You can have a nice fire, or if you have a log burner, obviously you can have
Yeah.
your log burner on. And then I was thinking I can just cook meals on the gas stove. So it was quite good in the power cut, having that natural gas, you know.
Yeah.
Because if you're all electric, like probably in the future, you're going to be stuffed,
Oh, yeah.
aren't you?
I
Unless you
think
have a
so.
log burner, but they want to get rid of them as well.
So the recent storm, the recent power cut. I remember our power went off, and it was so strange. We all must have thought the same. Everybody in the courtyard where I live all came to the door at the same time. I looked out. Is your power out? He's like, yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got any candles? No, I haven't. I'll bring some over. in a
That
minute."
is a nice community
That's good, though.
spirit,
That was
isn't
lovely.
it?
Yeah.
That is really nice. Our neighbours knocked as well, and they said they had camping stoves.
Yep.
So maybe they have gas, but maybe they didn't have a gas hob, and they had all like their camp. And I said, oh, I can boil some water on my hob if you want me to. And it's nice, that sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like maybe a bit more back in the day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nice community.
Yeah. That
sort
was
of stuff.
wild, that storm. That was the worst wind I've heard here.
You know what?
For me, that was
I
like
saw it on the
worst.
news and I thought, scaremongering. Defo scaremongering.
Did you? Yeah.
I thought it's going to be absolutely fine. Didn't charge any of my Makita batteries, which would have been helpful for the lights and stuff like that. And it came in, I was like, this is quite bad actually. Like I
Bad.
could hear the tiles lifting off the roof.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Gosh.
not too much damage to be fair, but
Mate,
I feel sorry for
trees.
people.
The trees that came down.
Uprooted trees, I saw a few of them,
Unbelievable.
There's still trees down my lane that are hanging on power lines.
Are they?
Yeah, because it's a private road. I don't know who sorts it
Oh,
out.
Ah,
right,
right,
of
like
course.
whose job it is to rectify
I
it
don't
all.
know.
I wonder, I don't know.
That's
can you-
pretty dangerous.
Yeah,
you
there were
claim,
7 trees blocking our road out. So the community got together, whoever had chainsaws, and we just chainsawed them out the way. But there's still, above the road, there's still 2 that are like hanging on the wires.
Hell.
They stretch those wires.
Oh, I bet they will.
One of them's down to the floor.
Should probably report that.
Stretched like that. To who?
Don't know.
I
Scottish
think,
Power.
I think it's been reported to the council, and they like it was private road.
Okay, it depends who the cables are though. If say they're open reach, say they're phone lines or something like that, or they might be, I don't know what lines they are, but maybe it's the people who own the cables.
We've all got internet. So we've all got power. So I don't. Maybe
So you don't know what-
maybe no one cares.
No, exactly.
It's a
Yeah, I guess if the
secret
internet was
line.
off, then you'd be like, you'd be kicking off a bit, wouldn't you?
Everybody would be kicking off about
Internet.
about that, because the thing is, some people were off for was it like
Gugino was out for ages.
4 days, I think. One work colleague, his power for, and he's got 2 kids as well. That's a long time.
It's a long time.
4 days
Yeah.
his power was off for.
No washing. Nothing.
Luckily, he had like, I think maybe it's like his mum's to go to and stuff like that, which was in town, but he lives like half
Got
an hour
by.
out. But
So what day was it? It was a Saturday,
Quite a
wasn't
long
it?
time,
It was
isn't it?
the Friday night. Friday night was when it happened, and then it was still lingering. Saturday was still hammering on Saturday till the afternoon.
I get
I'm sure
it mixed
was.
up. I do.
Was
It-
Saturday
it
I
was
thought
a
it was
weekend, though,
Sunday
wasn't it?
morning. I thought it was Sunday morning, Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
But I can't remember.
it was the
Yeah.
weekend though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was over a weekend. Yeah.
Don't know
Go
whether
on.
that made it better or worse.
I woke up
probably.
to one gust, right? And honestly, Rachel screamed because I thought our windows was going to come in.
Wow.
In the bedroom. And we could hear branches because so there's the side of our house, like where the bedroom is, and then it goes into my little garden, then there's a wall, and then there's basically a woodland, and all you could hear was crack, bang. Like, I was like, and you look in the morning, it's just all flat.
Gone.
Just cracked and smashed. Incredible wind. It's like 93 miles an hour up in North Wales, wasn't it?
Oh, it was super high.
Never seen that before.
No.
it was. I wonder what. I don't know. Probably can't read too much into it. It's probably just a bad storm, isn't it? But I think that's quite a bad one if you look back in the history books.
That's
of,
powerful,
like max wind gust or something, isn't it?
Random one now, but obviously thinking about stuff like that. LA at the moment. Have you seen the fires?
Oh,
yeah, I
it's
did.
terrifying.
I am blown away
Yeah.
by what's happening out there. It's mad.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe how like fast they've moved and how it's just taken everything with it.
I had like
Right up to the coast as well.
The
wind direction and the
what's it called?
strength,
The
wasn't
north-
That's it.
I think they had quite a strong
the
wind.
Great Ocean Road. That's what it's called, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I
All
think
the
that's in
houses are
Oz.
gone.
Oh, the Palisades.
The something Ocean Road. It's called.
Malibu. I think there was some really pricey Malibu properties as well that went up. I think most people got out, but some poor buggers died, didn't they?
Yeah,
Horrible.
yeah. Mm-hmm. You won't run from that, basically, will you?
Awful. And Joe Rogan, podcast, I think he predicted on a couple of episodes saying all you need is like the right or in theory the wrong direction wind or that that wind,
Dry.
The weather, and
Perfect
it
storm.
could just go, and it did. But then, do you hear that interview with Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Because I love talking about conspiracy theory. So there's some people, and they think some areas were started, but then you start thinking down the line, well, why? Like who gains by that and stuff?
Started in terms of what, like trying to pre-fire.
No,
like,
as in like maybe
malicious.
A lot of it was legit
Vandalism.
and real, and then other ones were arson to sort of like add fuel to the fire, so to speak.
Never know, or someone knows, don't they?
I've only been in that sort of heat before where been in Australia in Melbourne when it was like 42, 43, but it was like really, really dry heat. And I remember a phrase that the guy I was staying with at the time, Pete, he said it's like you could hold a match up, but it feel like it would light. It was like it's like that sort of dryness. You just think if something goes up, it's just gonna go.
I haven't. So I've hit 40 degrees Celsius, but it was humid.
Oh yeah,
Thailand,
and
it wasn't. I felt more like I was going to over sweat rather than
sweaty.
Anything be crisp,
It's hellish.
The
sticky,
dry heat
sweaty.
is something completely different.
It's hellish different, isn't it? Yeah. Like the hottest I've experienced was when we were driving to Las Vegas. We went through Death Valley, and that was in the 40s, and that was like a dry heat, and like that was like unbelievable. It was like the sun came up, and it was like the heat came with it immediately. Yeah. It was hot anyway.
Yeah.
But then the sun comes up and it's like immediately hits you. And then, but yeah, you're right. The if you go somewhere like tropical, and then particularly in a rainy season or whatever, it's really, really moist. It's totally different, isn't it?
Oh, mate,
Cairns is quite bad.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say about that part of Australia when I was living with Rich. I remember having get up in the morning, either go for a surf, come home, have a shower, and then go for a walk to town, within like about 2 minutes, you're just like soaked.
Need a shower again.
Yeah.
You could have about 10 showers a day if you wanted to, but that's why they're all just walking around with like no tops on and barefoot and
barefoot,
or vests,
cold beers, and
Well, exactly.
It's a big thing in
What a
Australia,
life.
isn't it? Then no shoes, like
love it.
not even any flip flops.
No, what do
Yeah.
they call them? Thongs.
Thongs, mate. Yeah, thongs, mate.
So I was having a chat with the guys in the van today, and me and this chap, we would like tomorrow, if we could afford it and everything was sort of set up, we could move to Australia like that.
You would,
yeah, 100%, 100%. And what do you guys think about that? Like, would you?
Oh, mate, I do think about that more often. Well, more recently actually. Yeah, but I think it's just during the winter though.
Yes.
It really
it's mostly
peaks.
during the winter.
It peaks because you see photos and videos of Australia and the climate there right now.
Yeah, it's the
like
opposite.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful
I think
summer.
it is more to do with that, and also like I've been to Australia as well, but it was a long time ago, and I'm looking at it from a perspective quite different, isn't it? Single, 20, 21 years old, backpacking, and it was like incredible. But then like moving your family and things, it works for some people, and but then you hear a load of other people who they go over there and they're really lonely, and like they're like, the only good thing's the weather, and they say everything's like mega expensive. I know he is absolutely buggered as well. I'm not saying like the UK is amazing at the moment because it's trashed, but I think some people just think it's like this magical land where I don't think it is. It just has much better weather and some other things, some other differences, but the weather is the huge one.
I think moving your family over there. Imagine the upheaval. Like
It is serious.
Selling your house,
Colossal.
school, buying a new house,
Kids,
new
friends.
job, new people, kids, friends, kids, schools. Just it.
Full committal.
Oh,
I honestly think I'd
so tough.
I think one of the main reasons why I thought about it seriously when I was younger, because sometimes if you have a trade, isn't it, it's on the point system, you can kind of go, can't you? So I did look into it a little while ago, but now I just feel like, I don't know, my mum's here, does my mum want to get on a 24-hour flight to come and see me, or am I going to go back? And like, I wouldn't knock anybody for doing it. Everyone's different, aren't they? But like, I would be like, oh man, it would kill my mum. Like with the grandkids, so my kids going over there,
taking them away.
and then what? My mum's going to see the grandkids like
over Skype
once a year, if that.
it's the guilt. Isn't
It's
it?
stuff like that. It's like you think of all those sorts of things, don't you?
I guess the answer to your question is it's too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
I think if I did it,
maybe 15 years ago,
I would have done it by now. I think.
Yeah, but I was halfway through my visa process before I met Kat, and I was thinking seriously about
This could
going
happen.
over there.
Yeah.
But then things change.
Yeah,
would you?
yeah.
So would you actually go? Would you think?
I'd put it by Rachel really seriously. I mean, we pipe dream about like New Zealand or something like that. Like,
I love that as well.
and it's not completely like 100% off the table, but I think that the window is closing all the time.
Is there
with
a
each and every day.
reason? Is there a reason? Like Dave said, he was hot. Is there a reason why you haven't started that application? Like, if you had to pinpoint a reason, because obviously you haven't done.
Well, I'm very
assuming
secure.
you haven't. Yeah,
I'm very secure.
Yeah.
Great job. Where I live's great. Just committed to buying a house, actually.
Yeah.
And I've got a perfect partner. Everything's good in the family. Very secure, very happy.
I feel the same way. It's
comfortable.
It's the weather. I think it's the weather for me. It's like if we had the weather, like they do. Honestly, I don't think I complain. Apart from maybe like the government and things like that, and other things that you can't control.
I think we'll always find something to moan about.
Yes, but like the weather's pretty bad. Whew.
What I can't get used to, and this is going to sound very, very menial possibly, but I can't get used to the fact that they have a bluer ocean than we do. I just can't. I can't get over it.
They don't have any
can't
stinking rivers
stand-
going into
and
oceans.
the rain, and then it just washes all the silt and everything
It
else.
breaks my heart when we've had a week of dry spell and it's one day of rain and that sea goes from see-through to opaque.
Brown.
I can't.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Well, that's only here though, isn't
Yeah,
it? You're
you know
looking at
what?
ABBA. If you're looking at
It's
Cornwall, or
Gower.
Gower,
I'm not there.
Mate, you went to Pembrokeshire. When was it? A couple of years ago, when you were like fishing off your paddleboard,
Stunning.
isn't it?
It's amazing.
I think it's just because we've got two rivers going straight out into where we like to surf and
Dear
swim.
Council, get them moved.
I'll have a look at it Monday for you.
Even Borth, you're right. Borth, like
Put it on the docket.
Borth isn't like super blue though, is it?
Nope.
So there must be some
sandy
form
as
of
well.
outlets or something. But yeah, you've
Well,
got to go far
all the
down the river.
tributaries, the estuary, everything. It's just like
Yeah.
we're in a catchment area of just fresh water hitting the sea.
Pembrokeshire is a lot
Llanrusted's rife for it.
nicer.
Aberavon, Aberarth. It's
Yeah.
all got rivers going straight into the sea.
It's almost like grey some days, isn't it?
It looks grey.
brown
And
grey.
then you go on Instagram or a little bit of social media and you see like Jeff Hubbard pulling into a perfect Australian barrel and you're like,
Yeah, but is it filtered?
I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is either.
Even
know
Scotland.
Well, now there's another
Ireland.
place. But Scotland.
Ice blue water.
Mate, some of those islands, those
Hebrides.
beaches look incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
Thursday looks good. Surf.
Oof.
Yeah.
But cold, obviously.
Yeah.
But as good a beach as you'd find anywhere.
Absolutely right.
I remember driving down the east coast of Australia, and there's so many beautiful empty beaches.
Yep.
Because there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
People are like,
huge
yeah,
island.
it's just another one. It's just another one. Yeah.
There is some amazing ones though in Oz. Like I think it was I always forget because it's so blinking long ago, but it was I think it was Whit Sundays, right?
Yeah.
I think it was, and it's got like I think it's called silica sand, right? Which is like some different kind of sand, and it's like white.
Yeah.
So the water's like turquoise and the sand's white.
So imagine
And
that
it's like
colour.
it's
Oh.
unbelievable. And there's hardly anybody there because you've got to like it's a bit of a trek to get there, and you get like jeeps and you go around an island and stuff like that. It's really really cool. It's amazing actually, but. Yeah, that is like, I don't know, the paradise. Or you see like Fiji and like, it makes me want to go on holiday basically. Thinking about
I get,
this.
I get
really
this
does.
real, I get this real build up of like, I don't know what it is, jealousy almost. It's
FOMO
like,
stuff.
yeah, it's like FOMO that
Yeah.
we can't have that.
You know, this is number 50. I just did some random Googling before I came here. Do you remember we had that crazy stat when it was something crazy like only like an extremely low percentage of people who start a podcast get to the third episode. It might be as low as 3% or 4%, right?
Yeah, it's really low.
And then of those people who go beyond that third one, only 10% get to 50. So it's not just 10%. It's like the mega low percentage. You've got to get through that first.
Yeah.
And then of those people who make it past the 3, it's 10.
We're staring at 5 in real life as well.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah.
Oh, what,
think that-
age-wise,
Yeah,
sorry.
I welcome it.
Yeah,
man.
I don't mind
Bring
talking
it
about
on.
That's an
age.
interesting, because I think that's kind of why Australia's played on my mind a little bit as well. Because I kind of think, well, if you're going to do it, it is kind of now or never.
Yeah,
and I think
it is now or never.
that goes with a lot of things as well. Because not taking anything away from 50-year-olds, because what are we? 8 years away.
Yes.
8 years away.
8 years away.
Yeah.
And that'll go quick.
Oh, very, very fast. Yeah.
Opportunities, stuff, it starts to diminish a little bit once you get past 50, 55, I'd say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be very.
Your health, hopefully you've still got your health, which is really
Yeah.
important. It's
Yeah.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really
I
hard
think-
to give up a job and then try and get
exactly.
a job.
What are you going to retrain in?
The thing is, though, it depends what you want to do. But like, I watched a few of these programs on it. I can't remember what it's called, but you know when they literally what we're talking about when you relocate your family, a little bit like a place in the sun, but it's specific
I
for
think it's called
people
relocation,
moving.
relocation, isn't
It could be that.
Oh, yeah.
And there was an electrician, so I was interested in it. I watched it, and he was moving his family to Brisbane, I think it was. But he did everything before he went, and when I mean everything, is in secured the job before he left. Even I think the place he was moving into, a lot on Skype, etc. and stuff
Sure.
like that. But like you secure the job and everything. So he knew he was working for a large electrical firm in Brisbane before he even went.
Oh, yeah.
So everything was sorted, and he went over. Obviously, must have been a lot of admin to sort all that
Just saying,
stuff out.
there's a lot of theatres out there, and there's also a lot of train track.
Oh, mate, there's a
saying
hell
that.
of a lot of train
Of
track.
train track.
Yeah.
Pretty hot though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So all the boys tell me like because I'm when I get to work and I get my gear on, I'm wearing like thermal layer, really good gloves, body warmer, fleece. Like honestly, 20 seconds of shoveling, you're sweating.
Oh, exactly.
And they're like, yeah, wait until summer, mate. It's like
True.
Yeah, good
can't
point.
wear shorts.
True.
Not allowed to wear shorts. Have to have the boots on, obviously.
Health and
have to have all
safety
the
aspect.
PPE on. You're allowed short arms, so I can wear a t-shirt. But they're like, it won't save you.
Do you have to wear hard hat
Yeah, hard hat. Yeah,
the whole time?
I've still got the noob one as well. So
Okay.
I'm still blue at the moment.
When you're not a noob, what colour is it?
White.
Okay. And then what is like your supervisor? Black?
No, white.
Oh, is it
White.
black? Okay.
Okay. They're
But
not,
you got things called COSs, which is controller of site safety. So they have another cool badge that they have around their arm, or so that you know to go to them. They're the boss, and there's PIC, person in charge. There's loads of other acronyms. There's a million acronyms in the by the way. It's unbelievable.
like the military.
But I haven't seen a different colour hat other than white or blue.
It's because sometimes in construction, it's that the black is the supervisor,
Yes.
black hat.
Yeah.
But then I've seen I don't know, project managers and people that could come in with a white hat.
Yeah. No,
It all
so
depends,
so everybody who's trained to the level of like past rookie is all white hats, but then you have different levels of like COS, as I said, person in charge, and they have big badges, so you know, that person's not in charge, that person is, sort of thing. So you always go to that person if you have an issue. I absolutely love it. It's really good.
It's good, isn't it?
Physically drained every day.
Yeah, but that's a nice feeling though as well.
I like
It's a sense of pride. Honestly,
Definitely.
a sense of pride I haven't had since I was cooking, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, job satisfaction is one of the best things you can have. I think
It's really important
because
I think.
you're getting paid no matter what.
Yeah.
But if you're getting joy out of it,
Yeah.
ideal.
Nah, it's good that you're getting better job satisfaction out of this job. Well, I'm guessing you get a better job satisfaction out of this one rather than the last one, you know?
It's like night and day, honestly.
Well, that's brilliant.
It's like salt and pepper.
Lambert and Butler.
No, it is good. You know, talking about...
Pale and paste.
Pale and paste. My dad dressed them
I'll
as
tell you
them,
what,
wouldn't you? It
you
is.
would not get away with the stuff they did.
Oh, my
No.
God. Not even
No way.
Come Fly
With the
With Me.
management.
Do you know Come Fly
Yeah.
With Me, which is the Little Britain guys?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way you could do a character like Ting Tong. No,
No,
way. Or,
no.
or any of the characters, because they were essentially like almost all blackface. Maybe not all blackface.
What's that,
but like,
10 years?
It is. I tell you what, a
Maybe
lot,
more
has,
than
a
that.
lot
Bo
has
Selector?
changed. Mate, Bo Selector.
Selector.
Yeah, I mean, he honestly said something. He reckoned it ruined his career. You know, as in he literally. And Craig David, I'm on about now.
It ruined Craig David's career.
Craig David. He says in interviews and things like that, and he said literally he reckons he was on this sort of trajectory, and he was quite famous. Even he thought he was like breaking into the States and stuff, and like Bo Selector came on, it absolutely ruined him.
I'm not surprised. I'm not
It's hideous.
surprised.
It is.
It was.
You sure it's just
it
Michael
was funny,
Jackson
though.
as well?
Oh, it's so funny, Shemon, motherfuckers.
It's probably too big of a conversation to have now, but it's very interesting to see the decades go by. What changes in terms of what's okay and what's not.
It
tell you what,
is
mate,
fascinating.
It is
The
fascinating.
problem is, in
Fascinating.
50 years' time, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Very, very true.
Or it's going to break.
But what though? Is it?
yeah,
It's
you
going
know
to
what?
break, and there's going to be violence in the streets, and it's going to be absolutely mad.
It's like the hard left and the hard right.
I'm just going to.
They're just gonna battle it out, aren't they, over things like it kind of, it didn't necessarily start with it, but obviously cancel culture was a huge thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously some people really, really want like no rules on freedom of speech, so they just want carte blanche.
Well, that is kind of what it is
Say exactly what you want to say.
on Twitter now, isn't it?
Yeah, so basically because of Elon Musk, I suppose, because he owns X or Twitter, he wants that. And then you got obviously other people saying, well, that can be quite dangerous if
Sorry,
you're
does he want
literally
free
letting
speech or not?
He wants ultimate free speech though, but I mean like, so there's
No,
no
nothing.
censoring. So
No censoring.
technically you could have quite hateful, quite racist, and you could have anything on there.
Oh, so hang on.
So
So he wants to be different to the law.
well,
I think hate speech is illegal, right?
Well, hate speech, I think,
and
yeah,
racist
yeah.
speech.
Well, that's why people
Yeah,
have gone down
yeah.
into prison recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess he's
But you
in.
can't operate outside the law.
He's in America. You know what? I don't know what the law is in America. I'm not going to pretend to know either. But he wants freedom of speech. Is in like, so no rules, freedom of speech. You know, it's quite an interesting conversation, freedom of speech, actually. You know, because initially you think like, hell yeah, freedom of speech, and I think I'm more in favor of freedom of speech than not. But then like, it's obviously not okay to be like shoving certain agendas. Like I don't know, take something random like the Ku Klux Klan. Like you think you want to give them a platform? Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's awkward, right? It's
I
very,
know.
very awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I think it sounds good on the surface, freedom of speech, and I think I'm more inclined to lean towards freedom of speech, but I can't pretend it's perfect
Oh, no.
because you are going to get extreme people with extreme views.
And for both sides.
Oh
From
yeah,
all, from all sides.
totally,
Yeah.
totally. But so yeah, I don't know. The world's a crazy place at the moment, isn't it? Is in like Trump's going to get in on the 20th. Biden's out.
But Biden's been out for ages.
Biden is like I've said it before and I'll say it. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. It's like they're wheeling out this guy who's dead. and like, I don't know what that thing is, like that guy.
I saw a clip recently of Jordan Peterson talking to Piers Morgan, I think.
Yeah.
I've seen snippets of that.
It's a huge, like, he basically he spiels for about 2 minutes and he says, like, what's happened to your country is terrible, it's really sad. He's talking about the UK.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He's like, when are you going to grow your spine again? And I'm going, hang on. America is wrecked, mate. You got a convicted felon who's about to be a president.
No.
We've all seen that documentary.
Which one?
Which one?
Epstein one. Epstein Island.
You know what though?
Yes.
A lot of people
Trump
were on
was
that.
seen
Friday.
going in and out of houses and stuff.
You know what? Why tangent again? Why wasn't that flight list right that allegedly exists? Why can't we know who's on that flight list?
If you're going to talk about that, you go talk about 9/11.
Wow, here we go. Okay.
Well, hang on. First of all, on the surface of it, do you believe that it was kind of what we were told? I suppose of 9/11?
That it was hijacks,
terrorism, attack.
No.
Wow. Okay, Dave. I'm gonna go round.
What? Do I think that America got attacked by planes?
No. Do you think the American government? Because I think the main
inside job.
Yeah, inside job. So do you
Right.
think it's like sort of legit or inside job?
I think it's legit, but the only question I've ever had of that day was the Pentagon.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
That plane.
Yeah, true.
Just where did it go? There was no evidence of that plane.
Yeah.
There was no, like, the CCTV footage of it looked like some sort of missile going into the side of this building. It didn't look real.
It
looked like it was
wasn't
staged.
a jet. It wasn't a passenger plane size.
Passengers
Was
are
it?
massive.
I must admit, I'm more on the side of I'm not saying I believe everything that we were told, but I'm more on the side of I believe it because I've been to the ground zero like after the towers have come down and they've got this amazing museum / memorial with like a ton of information.
But they would do that, wouldn't they?
There and stuff like that, and it's pretty. I don't know, compelling. I suppose
They would do that.
Is the word,
But
well, yeah.
Mate, so
maybe
you think the Americans did that to themselves
Yes.
why
to start the war?
To start the war, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the trigger point.
Think about that. Think about the whole nation would literally blame you know who.
Oh yeah. And they did.
We're going to
did.
war. You're fucking right, we are.
But I guess that goes back to the Gulf War, where they went in looking for weapons of mass destruction.
oil?
Which were never there.
We're never there.
That was
Which were never
oil.
there. Well, of course it was.
It was oil, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
I
know that. No, that's a fact.
That's one of the two compelling arguments that I'll bring to the table about that. The second one was I saw a documentary called Zeitgeist, which is a German documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Don't think I've seen it.
It's probably a very biased, very linear look from the other side, right or left, whichever way you want to call it. But they had countless builders and engineers and stuff saying those two towers were built to take plane impacts. They weren't, and they couldn't collapse like that. They were built not to collapse like that. And then you slow down footage and you see explosions going on in the bottom levels and the thermite that cut the scaffolding and all the girders inside.
I have seen a few docs on it actually,
It's
I know
like,
some.
I've been swayed. I've been swayed.
I tell you what, there's another one.
And George Bush was in charge, wasn't he?
Yeah. Now watch
Do you
me
remember
make this
his
drive.
reaction when he was told when he was talking to those kids?
I think he was totally overwhelmed. It was way out of his league.
I think
he didn't know what to do.
I think he was like, oh, okay, thanks.
Do you think so? I think he was in shock, personally.
You know
but
what,
I don't
though? I know you want to make a big statement about that, right? But if it was an inside job, which it could be, like, would you do it there like that? I think you could wage a war
What, in New York?
on a lot less than that. What I'm trying to say is it's quite
hellish good for tourism now.
It's quite extreme though. As in, like, you could have done that, like, literally into the Pentagon, and it would have done it. You could have gone to war over the Pentagon.
Probably. Well,
not just the two Twin Towers coming down.
I think it's the innocent people that.
You know what I mean?
That's the.
Yeah.
The
I guess what I'm
catalyst,
trying to
isn't it?
say is, like, there was a lot of theatre in that, and I know that sometimes the terrorists like to up that theatre. I've seen some horrible videos, but I won't go into it. But they like to up, they like to make a statement. And I've flipped this slightly. Do you think we went to the moon?
Yes.
That's blowing my mind.
What?
So hang on.
No, I just wanted to, because I believe we went to the moon personally, right?
You think they did?
Yes, because there's people a lot more clever than me.
You say they went to the moon. Who do you mean?
The Russians. No. The Americans in whatever it was. It was the
60s,
space race
I
in the
believe.
60s or 70s. JFK, wasn't it?
60s, I think.
He was the man who sent them up there.
I don't really know or care about the old version. I don't know, but we've definitely been since, and we're going to go again.
Oh no, but the moon landing, the initial moon landing with those Armstrong.
I mean, I've seen the video, I've seen the footage, I've seen the video countless times. I've heard the talk, and
a
ton of people don't believe in it. I mean, a lot of people do. Like I feel like 50% of people don't believe in that.
I've never given it a thought, really.
I have. I think I've heard it on Joe Rogan. I think that they were like having good debates on it, and I think eventually, Joe Rogan might have come around to he doesn't think it happened. I can't remember, but I don't know. I just think like that's a hell of a cover up, right? And at the time, they were racing against the Russians, right? The Russians were pumping loads of money into it, and the Americans were pumping a ton of money into it. And I mean, way more money than what they put into NASA nowadays. Hence, you've got SpaceX and things like that. But it was a race, and you think like, right, so if they never went, you just think the Russians are going to be like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know. I just think it's a huge cover-up, right? Like, think of the size of that cover-up.
I always look at the photos of the flag. The flag just doesn't look right. It doesn't sit right with me. That's the only thing. Because they're bouncing. They're obviously like, there's less gravity up there. Yeah. So it's kind of like they are doing this, but the flag, it just doesn't look right.
I tell you what is weird. They haven't been back, right? Is in like, you can look it up, you can Google it. There's only a few times that a man has been on the surface of the moon. I think they've sent like robots and things like that.
I think it's like 6 people.
It's really minimum, right? And we haven't been for ages. And you're like, well, that technology is like 60 years ago.
I know.
And you're like,
there's more technology in our pockets now.
Yeah.
Than their iPhones.
The computer would have been like half the size of this room. They would have to like crunch data on. And then I'm starting to convince myself they didn't go.
I must admit, this is the most I've ever thought about it. Ever.
I find it quite interesting, but I think they went because, and then also I'm pretty sure one of them, he might have been Buzz, like punched someone for asking him, and I was thinking like, would you have that? You know, he must be sick of people asking, saying you never went to the moon. You know, you'd be quite annoyed by that. I think if you'd actually,
how many times could you say yes, I have?
I was 6 there. Or 7 people, or however many people have actually set foot on.
Maybe we should discuss the footage then. So maybe the footage is fake.
It looks quite corny, but then you had quite bad videos and like, it was live, you know. Think about that. I think it was somehow broadcast live
from a TV studio.
The 60s.
Hang on, that's
from
iffy.
A studio somewhere.
That's iffy.
I'm sure it's true. Google it. Honestly, I think they somehow, because I think people were like collectively around their TV screens.
Oh yeah,
black and white.
Do you remember that guy jumping off the hot air balloon as well from outer space? I watched that live.
The Red Bull one. That was crazy.
Something Gautner, I don't know what his name was.
He was in the stratosphere, wasn't he?
Mate, I thought I was going to watch him die on that.
Absolutely.
He was doing cartwheels for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's out of control.
He went unconscious for a bit.
Yep.
Thought I was going to watch this guy just drop to earth and die, but he survived.
I remember the comms. They were saying, like, are you with me? Are you with me? And he was just
like
no answer.
No noise.
You're right.
Then groaning. Then no noise. And then he was still spinning. But then he pulled it together, boy. He was back.
He got it. He pulled that
back.
shit.
How can you watch that video though and think the Earth's flat?
He's done it now.
We're not doing flat.
That is crazy. Isn't like there's so much evidence. I feel like
Where's the water go?
On a plane.
That's my question. Where's the water go?
And also, how haven't we got to the edge? Honestly, I haven't got time for people like that. But like,
what? So you think it's round?
Well, a sphere. Because round, I think they think it's a disc. And then there's like
I don't know what they think.
An ice edge.
Do you know where that came from? It came from Terry Pratchett. Terry Pratchett's Discworld, didn't it?
I don't know.
Okay, last tangent.
Yeah.
There's obviously aliens out there. It's obviously aliens out there.
I believe so. And also, I'm pretty sure the US government came out recently and basically said that there was like life out there, and no one seemed to care.
I know, because do you know what? Yeah, conspiracy theorists love a conspiracy theory. They don't want the truth. If they get the truth, they're like, all right.
Oh no, the government is saying this.
Let's lock this monster guy.
Yeah, move on. Yeah. I mean, so I think there's life in the whole universe as far as it goes. But it's not the alien life that you see in films or whatever. It's not like evil things.
The greys.
I think it's just like bacteria. There's all that sort of stuff out there. I just think there is.
Yeah.
And whether we're so advanced in the time of the history of life, or God, what do you even call it? Existence.
Yeah.
Maybe on a xenomorph planet, there's probably bacteria evolving. I think that's the alien. I think
There must be something.
There's too many
too
planets
big.
out there.
What's the point of it all?
Solar
How did
systems.
it happen? Like,
It's so vast, isn't it? There's
What's
got to be
outside it?
something out there.
what's outside space?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Brian Cox has already just blown my nut off too many times when I watch those programs. He comes out with like a crazy like stat or a fact, and it's just too much for my brain. I think one of them was every grain of sand on planet Earth, which obviously like you can't even really comprehend that. He says something crazy like there's a million stars or something. Like as in like it's just absolutely. It's like almost infinite, isn't it? Space. I just can't really think about it too long. My brain will hurt.
Got one for you from Brian Cox, and it's really sad actually. It's the conundrum that we're in. If we could challenge go at the speed of light, right? You couldn't tell anyone about it, what you found, what you saw, because of relativity. So they've achieved with the Hadron Collider 99.999, I think it's 89s or something % of the speed of light with particles, and that's a 27 kilometer circle. That's the radius of it, and that distance becomes so small for the particles it ends up being about 4 meters, right? In terms of speed. So if you could get in a spaceship and go from Earth as fast as you could get to the Andromeda Galaxy. That's the one he referenced in something like 4 minutes or something like that, right? Or maybe he said under a minute. It was freakish speed,
Like quick.
You could take photos and do all that stuff and then travel back at the speed of light. 4 million years would have passed.
Oh my god!
You couldn't tell anyone. Find that reel on whatever social media you find. Brian Cox and
It's too much for my
It's
brain.
horrific,
I
mate.
think.
And he goes, "How sad!" In his little voice, "How sad is that?" It's like,
Speaks so nicely, doesn't
Oh,
he?
he's a clever dude.
Oh, yeah, he's really clever.
It's really sad.
Yeah,
Rockstar
clever
physicist Brian Cox.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that, boys.
That was a great
Should we leave
one.
it there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big
Congratulations, boys. Episode 50.
Episode 50.
Yeah.
We should be proud, boys.
Well
Really
done.
good.